is a land of diversities in the planet Earth. The geography of India is an essential subject to be studied by every citizen of the country. As a nation, India occupies a significant position in the world. It is a country known for its unique culture, history, heritage, natural resources and human capital. India is a union of states. Each part of India is unique in its geography, culture, language and socio-economic conditions. Odisha is one of the prominent states in India. The main objective of learning this lesson is to know about its geographic setting, people, governance and its contribution for country. In this lesson, the following aspects of Odisha are highlighted: the physiographic setting, the climate, rainfall and land cover, the administrative divisions and population, economic resources and contributions, culture, tourism and unique features of the state as a whole. Coming to the location, Odisha, earlierly known as Orissa, is a state located on the east coast of India. Odisha is surrounded by Jharkhand in the north, Andhra Pradesh to the south and Chhattisgarh to the west. West Bengal lies northeast to Odisha. Bay of Bengal lies on the eastern coast. Odisha is situated between the geographical coordinates of 81.27 minutes east and 87.29 minutes east longitude and 17.49 minutes north and 22.34 minutes north latitude. It occupies a total area of 155,707 square kilometers. It is bound on the east by the 450-kilometer coastline of the Bay of Bengal. Coming to the physiography, following are the main geographic features of Odisha. The coastal plains in the east is a combination of many deltas formed by major rivers such as Subarnarekha, the Buddhabalanga, the Baitarani, the Brahmani, the Mahanadi and the Rushikulya. This region is also known as Hex Deltaic region. The middle mountainous and highlands region mainly consists of hills and mountains of Eastern Ghats. These highlands are also known as Gharjat Hills. This region is also marked by number of watersheds. The highest peak in this region is Diomali. The central plateaus comprises of eroded plateaus lying on the western side of Eastern Ghats. There are two broad regions, Panposh Koenjhar, Palaharap Plateau and Nabrangpur Jaipur Plateau. The western rolling uplands are plateaus in lower elevations with heights varying between 153 meter to 305 meter. The major floodplains. Now next coming to the rivers and lakes. River Mahanadi. It is the sixth largest river in India. It is about 857 km long and its catchment area spreads over 141,600 km square. The Brahmani. It is the second largest river in Odisha. It flows through the Eastern Ghats into the coastal plains and enters into the Bay of Bengal along with a combined mouth with the Mahanadi known as Dhamara. The Brahmani is 799 km long. The Baitarani. It originates from the Gonasika hills of the Kendujhar district. It is 365 km long and its catchment area spread over 12,790 km square. The Subarnarekha. It originates from the Chota Nagpur plateau of Bihar. It is 433 km and has a catchment area of 19,500 km square. The Buddhabalanga. It originates from the eastern slopes of the Similipal. It is about 175 km long, having a total catchment area of 4,840 km square. The Rushikulya. It originates from the Rushimala hills of the Eastern Ghats in Kandhamal district. It is 165 km long with 8,900 km square of catchment areas. The Bahuda. It originates from the Ramgiri hills of the Eastern Ghats in Gajapati districts and joins the Bay of Bengal in Andhra Pradesh. Its length is 73 km, having a catchment area of 1250 km square. The Vanshadhara. It originates from Durganagar hills of the Eastern Ghats in Kalahandi district. It is 230 km long. It enters into Bay of Bengal at Kalingapatnam in Andhra Pradesh. It has a catchment area of 11,500 km square. The Nagavalli. It originates from the Bijipur hills of the Eastern Ghats. It is 210 km long. It has a total catchment area of about 9,410 km square. The Salandi. It originates from the Meghasani hills of the Similipal in Keonjhar district. It is 144 km long with catchment areas of 1,793 km square. The Indravati. It originates from the Eastern Ghats in Kalahandi districts. It is 530 km long with a catchment area of 41,700 km square. As a tributary, it flows into the Godavari river. The Kolab. It originates from the Sinkaran hills of the Eastern Ghats in Koraput districts. It has catchment areas of 20,400 km square. Tel River. It is one of the largest rivers of Odisha, originating in Nabarangpur district and finally falling in Mahanadi. Coming to the lakes. The Chilika Lake is brackish water lagoon located in the coastal line on southern part of the Odisha. During monsoon, its salinity declines to a minimum. However, in winter, its salinity increases due to the overflow of the tidal water through the narrow opening from the Bay of Bengal. Anshupa is a freshwater lake located in Atagar of Cuttack district. Kanjia Lake is a freshwater lake located in Nandankadan of Cuttack district near Bhubaneswar. Coming to the establishment. Odisha was established on April 1936 during British India. The state predominantly consists of Oriya-speaking people. Odisha is referred to as Utkala in India's national anthem Jana Gana Mana. This land was earlier conquered and ruled by Mauryan Emperor Ashoka. However, prehistoric settlers are tribal groups identified as the Saora, Sahara and Sabar. In the 11th century, Odisha was ruled by the Chola dynasty, and in the 15th century, the land was conquered and ruled by the Mughals. The last Hindu emperor of Odisha was Gajapati Mukunda Deva. Coming to the climate and rainfall. The climate of Odisha is primarily tropical monsoon weather. The summers are extremely hot and the winters are cool and pleasant. Odisha experiences 3 seasons, namely summer, monsoon and winter. However, very heavy downpours are recorded during monsoon. The average rainfall recorded is 200 centimeters. By early June, southwest monsoon sets in and supplies enough water to the rain-dependent agricultural practices. Coming to the geology and minerals. The state is bounteously blessed with large reserves of bauxite, china clay, chromite, coal, dolomite, fire clay, graphite, gemstones, iron ore, limestone, manganese ore, mineral sand, nickel ore, pyrophyllite and quartz. Darambanda area of Naupada district has diamond mine. The Archean rocks in northern Odisha include the supracrustal belts of metasedimentary rocks including iron ore supergroup having deposits of iron, manganese, gold and base metals. Coming to the soils. Red soil has highest coverage of all soil groups of the state. Presence of excess amounts of oxides of iron imparts red colors to the soil. The soils are strongly to moderately acidic with low to medium organic matter status and poor water retentive capacity. These soils are deficient in nitrogen and phosphorus. Mixed red and yellow soil occupy most of the district, followed by red soil. The soils are moderately shallow in depth and coarse textured. The upland soil are moderately acidic, whereas lowland soils are slightly acidic. There is no regular occurrence of black soils in the state. These soils occur sporadically found in a few districts. The black color of the soil is due to presence of titaniferous magnetite, humins, bitumens, etc. Lateritic soil is characterized by compact vesicular structure. It is rich in oxides of iron and aluminium with small amounts of manganese, titanium and quartz. These soils are loamy sand to sandy loam in the surface, having hard clay pan in the subsoil. These soils are poorly fertile with low organic matter. Deltaic alluvial soil covers the deltaic regions of the rivers such as Mahanadi, Brahmani, Baitarani, Subarnarekha and Rishikulya. Texture of the soil varies from coarse sand to clay and is mostly dependent on geomorphology of the floodplain and the type of alluvial material carried by the river water. Alluvial soils occur along the coastal belt of the state in a narrow strip extending 5 to 25 km inward. Saline soils are rich in soluble salts of chloride and sulfate in conjunction with sodium and magnesium. Brown forest soils are being associated with forest areas. These soils are brown to grey-brown in color, light texture and acidic in reaction. Organic matter and nitrogen content of the soils are medium to high. Mixed red and black soils occur in patches within the predominant red soil. The soils are deep with medium fertility status. Coming to the natural vegetation. Coastline of Odisha is one of the nesting grounds for olive ridley sea turtles, one of the endangered species of reptiles. Odisha houses a vast expanse of unspoiled green meadows and forest covers. The Simlipal National Park is a huge tiger reserve protecting tigers, elephants and other wild creatures. The Bhitarkanika Wildlife Sanctuary protects estuarine crocodiles. Chilika Lake is a brackish water lake found at the mouth of Mahanadi River. This lake is a breeding ground for a large number of migratory birds. Birds from Ladakh, Himalayas, Russia, Central Asia, Lake Baikal, Caspian Sea, Aral Sea and Mongolia reach Chilika during summer and nest for a brief period. Chilika Lake is identified as one of the most important hotspots. Satpada is a safe sanctuary for endangered Irrawaddy dolphins. Coming to the administration. Odisha is the 9th largest state in the country by area. Oriya is the official as well as the most spoken language by the people. Bhubaneswar is the capital of Odisha. The state is divided into 30 districts for administrative purpose. Cuttack, Brahmapur, Puri, Rourkela and Sambalpur are the major cities in Odisha. The Legislative Assembly consists of 147 members. The term of office is for 5 years. Coming to the population. According to the 2011 census of India, the total population of Odisha is 4,19,47,358. The sex ratio is 978 females per 1000 males. The population density is 269 per kilometer square. 94% of the population are Hindus, rest are Christians and Islamic people. Apart from speaking Oriya, people speak Bengali, Hindi, Telugu and Santali. The literacy rate is 73%. Coming to the economy. Odisha receives large investments in power, steel, refineries and ports. Odisha is the first state to have privatized electricity transmission and distribution. Bandabahalas are an open cast coal mine. Bhubaneswar and Paradip have been announced as special economic zone by central government. Odisha's share was 12.6% in total investment in the country. Flood and cyclone are the major hurdles in Odisha's development. Coming to the industries. Odisha has excellent infrastructure for both national and international industries. The state government has achieved success in inviting investments in the industrial sector. There are 4 categories of industries: medium industries, cottage industries, large-scale heavy industries, and large-scale industries. The large-scale medium and large-scale heavy industries include the cement industry, ceramic glass plants, refractory units, ferromanganese units, aluminium industry, fertilizer plants, agro-based industries, chemical industries, tire factories, and aeronautical industry. The foreign resources in the state has initiated and promoted a good number of cottage industries such as sericulture industry, cotton textile mills, sugar mills, rice mills. Following are a few small-scale industries in Odisha: brass industry, tobacco industry, beverage, molasses, aluminium utensil making plants. SAIL, POSCO, NINL and Jindal Steel are a few major steel industries in Odisha. Rourkela steel plant is the best in the country. Now coming to the tourism. Odisha has many tourist spots as the state is rich in natural vegetation and also ancient culture. Temples in Odisha. A number of temples follow the Indo-Aryan Nagara style of architecture. The best known are Lingaraja Temple in Bhubaneswar, Jagannath Temple at Puri, and the Sun Temple at Konark. Caves in Odisha. Udayagiri and Kandagiri caves contain the Buddhist relics and ruins. The place is well known as Buddhist and Jain pilgrimage destination. Next is the National Park. Bhitarkanika National Park is famous for its second largest mangrove ecosystem. Chilika Lake is Asia's largest brackish water lake, also a bird sanctuary for many migratory birds. Simlipal National Park houses a beautiful waterfall and a tiger reserve. The Gharial Sanctuary at Tikkarpada and the olive ridley sea turtles in Gahir Mata Turtle Sanctuary is an essential feature of Odisha's ecotourism. The city wildlife sanctuaries of Chandaka and Nandankanan conserve animal and bird species which are on the verge of extinction. Coming to the festivals of Odisha. Odisha has a mixed population consisting of Aryans, Dravidians and Adivasis. A string of festivals in favor of the different sects of people are celebrated. Major Hindu festivals are Durga Puja, which is celebrated in the months of September-October, is celebrated in commemoration of good over evil. Life-size images of goddess Durga are worshipped and carried in magnificent processions and immersed in river Kathajodi. Saraswati Puja is usually celebrated in January-February. Saraswati is the goddess of learning, and as such this festival is celebrated most ardently by the school and college students to pray for success in their academic pursuits. Ganesh Puja is celebrated in the months August-September. Lord Ganesha is famed for his intellectual brilliance, and so students worship him to achieve similar powers. Shivratri is celebrated in the month of February. It is also known as Jagara Jatra, which refers to the night-long vigil kept by the devotees, especially women, to have their desires fulfilled. Janmashtami is a festival celebrated to commemorate the birth of Lord Krishna. This is a famous festival observed in the temple of Jagannath. Dola Paunima or Holi. It is the most famous spring festival of India. Usually celebrated in March, it has special properties in its celebration. In Odisha, where it is a 5-day affair, especially in the rural areas. Chandan Yatra. This festival is generally famous in Puri, but in other parts of Odisha, this is also observed related to Lord Jagannath or Krishna. This takes place in the month of Vaishakha and continues for long 42 days. Snana Yatra. This festival takes place in the months of Jyeshtha. It is popularly known as the Devasnana Purnima. This is the first occasion in the course of a year when the deities Jagannath, Balabhadra, Subhadra, along with Sudarshan and Madan Mohan, are brought out from the temple and taken in procedure to Snanabeti. Coming to the culture. Odisha's culture has evolved over the years as it has been ruled by different rulers in the past. Art and architecture have undeniably been a part of culture. Feudal landlords and kings have patronized artists. Devdasi culture flourished in Odisha. Devdasis are women married to gods. They lived in temple quarters and performed Odissi dance as a part of temple ritual. Three main types of creative art forms flourished in Odisha. They were Biti Chitra, Patachitra and Poti Chitra. These are painting done on murals, cloth and pal leaf respectively. Coming to the music and dance. Odissi is one of the oldest dance forms in India. Ghumura, Chau, Mahari and Gotipua are other dance forms in Odisha. Odissi is patronized as a secular dance. Its history can be traced back to ancient periods when dance was an essential part of temple culture. Inscription in caves prove Odissi first originated as a court dance. Later it was performed in all religious places of Jainism as well as Buddhist monasteries. Padi, a kind of Orient music, consists of singing words in fast beat. Other than this, there are 5 different forms of music. They are tribal music, folk music, light classical music, light music and classical music. Coming to the cuisine. Rasgulla is known to have originated from Odisha. Traditional dishes such as rice puddings, kheer, chenna poda, chenna jili and malpua are relished sweets all over the country. One of the most famous delicacies of Odisha is kakra pitha, made of suji or finely grained wheat, especially with coconut filling, sorted with pepper, cardamom, sugar and ghee and sometimes cottage cheese, that is chenna. Mudhi, puffed rice, is an integral part of every Oriya household. Mudhi serves the purpose of instant snacks. Pakhala, a dish made of rice, water and yogurt that is fermented overnight, is very popular in summer, particularly in the rural areas. The main course also includes 1 or more curries, vegetables and pickles. Dalma, one of the vegetarian dish, is made of lentils and vegetables boiled together and then fried with other spices. Odisha also expertise in seafood cuisines like prawn and crab. Dahibara aloo dum ghungulis, a best combination of North and South Indian dishes served in Orient cuisine. Now next, coming to the art and craft. The silver filigree ornamental works from Cuttack, patachitras, that is palm leaf paintings, stone utensils of Nilgiri, Sambalpuri saris, Ratha sculptures on Puri, Jagannath temple and erotic sculptures on Sun temple at Konark are noteworthy artwork in Odisha. Most of these artworks are always associated with rich tribal influenced culture. Coming to the notable personalities. Fakir Mohan Senapati, a short story writer, wrote about common man's problems with a sense of humor. He was an enlightening teacher, painter and an administrator. He secured the place of a great prose writer in Odisha. Pandit Gopabandhu Das, adored as the Gandhi of Odisha, he played a pivotal role in the formation of a separate province of Odisha. As an educationist, he was responsible for establishment of Satyabadi school at Satyabadi in the Puri district. In the words of Mahatma Gandhi, Gopabandhu was one of the noblest sons of Odisha. Biswanath Das, an eminent freedom fighter, able statesman, remarkable administrator, politician and a charismatic leader. He was elected as the president of the Ganjam district board in the year 1920 and joined the non-cooperation movement in response to the call of Mahatma Gandhi in 1921 after giving up his lucrative law practice. In 1950, got elected to Lok Sabha and became the president of Utkal Pradesh Congress Committee. He was appointed as the governor of Uttar Pradesh. Gajapati Maharaja Krishna Chandra Dev, 1892 to 1974. An architect of modern Odisha. He attended the first Roundtable Conference in London on 16 November 1930, wherein he made a fervent appeal for creating a separate province of Odisha on the basis of language and homogeneity. He was an educationist, freedom fighter, social reformer, and a champion of the poor. He established a permanent theatre at Paralakemundi for promoting cultural activities. Biju Patnaik. Biju Patnaik was a trained pilot, had special interest in science and technology, and was responsible for instituting the prestigious International Kaling Prize. He was honoured by the Indonesia government as Bhumiputra. He was elected at Odisha Legislative Assembly from 1952. Chief Minister of Odisha from 1961 to 1963 and 1990 to 1995. Member Rajya Sabha 1980 to 1984 and 11th Lok Sabha from 1996 to 1997. He had the distinction of laying the basic infrastructure for development of Odisha. Srimati Nandini Satapathy. The First Lady Chief Minister of Odisha, Srimati Nandini. She was the author of many poems and short stories and the editor of Odia Monthly Kalana. The founder cum secretary of Odisha Women's Relief Committee, Srimati Nandini was elected to Rajya Sabha from Congress Party twice. Coming to the unique features. Lying on the east coast of India, Odisha is considered as a verdant paradise. Odisha, with vast expanding paddy fields, ancient temples, silver sandy beaches, waterfalls and tribal people, has etched a unique position in the memories of tourists all over the world. Nandankanan Zoological Park is a habitat of the rare white tigers, and Chilika Lake, Asia's largest brackish water lake, is a migratory ground for many international species of birds. World famous Sun Temple at Konark is an asset to the state. The Dhauli Buddhist Temple, Udaygiri Kangiri ancient caves, Ratnagiri Lalitgiri images and caves are ancient relics and remains of Buddhism and Jainism. Tribal groups originating from Koraput, Raigada, Sambalpur and Malkangiri form the bulk of the population. The tribal belt is rich in mineral resources, but the benefits rarely reach them. Illiteracy, unemployment and exploitation by local landlords and merchants are rife. The majority of the rural population ekes out a subsistence living from agriculture. So far, we have seen only some salient features of geography of the state. There are a lot more things to be studied about this state. We will see them in the future modules. Thank you.